Hey, Freddy with CJ Pony Parts. I have here a UPR Mega Catch Can Kit for a 2011 to 2014 EcoBoost F-150. We're going to be installing it on our 2013 here. Now, oil catch cans or oil separators are a particularly important preventive maintenance item for any vehicle, but they are especially important on an EcoBoost like I have behind me. Now, a catch can or an oil separator catches oil from the PCV system and prevents it from going into the intake system. Oil getting into your engine can cause poor performance and even lower the octane rating of your fuel. And on a direct injection engine, the oil can build up on the valves, causing poor performance and even engine damage. Now, this UPR Mega Catch Can Kit is a direct bolt-on to your factory PCV system, collecting all of the oil that would normally go into your engine into this very easy to drain catch can, which is a direct bolt-on kit. Tools you'll need for this installation: a 3/8 ratchet, a 7/16 socket, a 5/32 Allen key, and a flathead screwdriver. Alright, so we're ready to install the catch can, but before we can mount it to the truck, we have to relocate the sensor on the core support down here, and then we can mount the catch can to the core support. Now, this install is pretty easy. We're using a factory hole here. All we have to do is remove this sensor and utilize a factory hole for this sensor, but we don't have to drill anything. Now that we have the sensor out, it's still not long enough to mount to the bottom of the core support. We have to pop this clip out, and that will make the harness long enough. So this will slide down, and then you can mount the sensor down here. Now we can install the can. There's 3 holes on this bracket. You can use whichever one you would like. And there's 2 holes in the core support. We're going to use the larger hole for the bolt. Now with the bolt through the bracket, you can put the washer and nut on the bolt. Then we can tighten it up at the end when all the hoses are on. Now that the can's mounted, we have to connect the hoses to the PCV system, and in order to get access to the PCV system, you need to remove the engine cover. Okay, now we get to remove the factory PCV hose. This is actually really easy to remove. There's a gray clip right here. Just lift up and pull off. Same thing on the other one. Push and pull up. Now we can remove the other PCV hose. Same process as the other side. Now that the PCV hose is off, we actually need to take this fitting off. It's very simple to take off. You just grab it and twist it. If you need a pair of channel locks, those will work, or a socket, but you just twist it and it comes right out. Now with the PCV hose off, we can install the UPR clean side separator. Just simply put it in the hole and give it a twist, and then it twists to wherever you would like it to, wherever the hose needs to connect to. There's 3 hoses that are provided in this kit, and it's very important which hose goes where. This hose is for the driver's side. This connection right here goes on the catch can. This part right here goes to the clean side separator, and this part goes to the turbo. So we fed this hose under the intake pipe here and through the front of the car. All you do is push this splash guard aside, and there's a hole, and it just goes right through. And now we're going to connect this end to the port on the far right of the catch can. To connect the hose to the catch can, just simply press it down. Now it's time to connect the 2 fittings. This one connects to the turbo. It just pushes on. And this one goes to the clean side separator. Now it's time to install our second hose. This one has a billet check valve in it. You want to install it with the check valve closer to the catch can, and then this end goes to the intake manifold. So we're going to run it through here and hook it up. Now it's time to mount our third and final hose. Now if you'll notice, one end has a clip just like the factory hose that we took off the PCV valve, and the other has a new kind of clip. The factory clip goes onto the PCV valve, and the new style clip goes on the catch can. It does matter which way this one goes. Now if you run into a situation where you don't have enough room to run this hose with the fitting on, you can take this hose clamp off and remove the fitting from the hose, which will give you a little bit more room and make it slightly easier to run the hose. And this piece comes apart just like that. To reinstall it, just put the hose back on and tighten the clamp. But we're going to run the hose like this just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. Okay, so now we have the hose through. Taking this fitting off did make it a lot easier. Now we're going to reinstall the fitting on the hose. Now that the fitting is on there nice and tight, we can reconnect it to the valve cover. Now before we install the third and final hose, we're going to tighten down this bracket. Use the supplied Allen key up top for the bolt and a socket on the bottom. Now with the bracket nice and tight, you can secure the third and final hose. And then you want to make sure that the drain on the bottom is closed and not open. Now this is a 180-degree ball valve on the bottom here. You want to make sure it's closed before you start the vehicle. With the handle all the way to the side, it's closed. All the way down, it's open. And then to the side again, it's closed. So you just want to make sure it's closed before you drive it. Otherwise, the oil will just drip out and get all over your truck. Now that everything is connected, you just want to double check all your connections and then reinstall the engine cover. Make sure the oil cap is off. And when you install the engine cover, make sure you get the hinge in the back connected before you press it down. And your installation is complete. Now that the UPR Mega Catch Can installation is complete, it's going to keep our engine running strong and give it long-lasting protection. Installation should take less than an hour, and before you know it, you'll be heading down the road.